In this edition of Higher Ed Highlights, we celebrate Black History Month by spotlighting more of the exceptional accomplishments of African Americans with ties to Ohio's colleges and universities. Before becoming the first African American selected to be an astronaut, Robert Henry Lawrence Jr. earned his PhD from The Ohio State University. Born in Chicago, Illinois on October 2, 1935, Lawrence earned a degree in chemistry from Bradley University. During college, he enlisted in the Reserve Officers Training Corps and eventually received the commission of second lieutenant in the Air Force Reserve Program. In 1965, while still in the Air Force, Lawrence earned his PhD in chemistry from Ohio State. Accumulating more than 2,500 flight hours as an Air Force pilot, Lawrence graduated from the U.S. Air Force Test Pilot School in June of 1967. That same month, he was chosen as an astronaut by the Air Force for its Manned Orbital Laboratory program. On December 8, 1967, while serving as an instructor pilot with a flight test trainee in an F-104 fighter jet, Lawrence was killed in a plane crash at Edwards Air Force Base. He was 32. During his short career, Lawrence earned the Air Force Commendation Medal and the Outstanding Unit Award, and NASA said his accomplishments helped contribute to the development of the space shuttle. In 1997, his name was inscribed on the Space Mirror Memorial at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Upon graduating in 1948 from what is now known as Central State University, Leontine Price decided to pursue a career as a singer. That decision would lead to her becoming the first African-American singer to achieve an international reputation in opera. Born on February 10, 1927 in Laurel, Mississippi, Price enrolled at Central State College in 1944 with plans to become a music teacher. Her teachers encouraged her to pursue vocal performance, and after graduating from Central State, Price moved to New York to study at the Juilliard School of Music on a full scholarship. Her performance in a school production led to her being cast in a professional opera in 1952, and from there she spent 2 years as Bess in George Gershwin's Porgy and Bess, a role that took her across the US and Europe. Her career included television productions and a 1961 debut at the Metropolitan Opera. She gave her farewell performance at the Met in 1985, but continued to give recitals. Price earned more than 20 Grammy Awards during her career, along with the Presidential Medal of Freedom, a Kennedy Center Honor, and a National Medal of the Arts. Born on a cotton plantation in rural South Carolina in 1805, John Newton Templeton moved north with his family in 1813, eventually settling in Adams County. In 1824, at the age of 19, Templeton applied to Ohio University, gaining entry with help from OU's then-president, Reverend Robert G. Wilson, and becoming the first black man to enroll at the university. The only black student among his classmates, Templeton excelled in his studies and in 1828 became the first black man to graduate from Ohio University, the first in the state of Ohio, and only the fourth in the nation. He spoke at commencement, became co-editor of a local African-American newspaper, and was the first teacher and principal of the first school designated for black children in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Growing up in East Cleveland, Ohio, Yvette Nicole Brown had dreams of becoming an actress. While still in her teens, she got an early start in the entertainment industry when she appeared in a music video for the group East Coast Family. But after high school, she pursued a degree in communication studies at the University of Akron. After graduating in 1994, Brown packed her bags and moved to Los Angeles. Her acting career began with commercials before moving into TV shows and movies a few years later. Today, Brown is perhaps best known as the character Shirley Bennett on the comedy series Community, but her career as a sought-after character actress also includes roles in such shows as House, Entourage, Drake and Josh, The Office, Boston Legal, and Curb Your Enthusiasm. Her film credits include the Academy Award-winning adaptation of Dreamgirls, 500 Days of Summer, and Percy Jackson and the Olympians' The Sea of Monsters. A 2011 graduate of Bowling Green State University, Everett Fitzhugh became the first black announcer in the history of the National Hockey League when he was hired to be the radio play-by-play voice of the Seattle Kraken in 2021. Growing up in Detroit, Fitzhugh became a hockey fan at a young age and knew he wanted to pursue a career in sports when he decided on Bowling Green. He majored in sports management with a minor in journalism, a path that provided a solid foundation for a career in broadcasting. After graduating from Bowling Green, Fitzhugh worked in communications for the United States Hockey League before becoming Director of Media Relations and Broadcasting for the USHL's Youngstown Phantoms. In 2015, he was named Director of Public Relations and Broadcasting for the Cincinnati Cyclones. He is now in his third season in Seattle. Look for Higher Ed highlights on the Ohio Department of Higher Education's YouTube page and through our Facebook page and Twitter feed, and check out our website at highered.ohio.gov. Thank you for watching, and come back next week for another round of Higher Ed Highlights.